am. Here we are. Yes.
Hello, darlings. It's your boy Chris Avalon. I don't know why all of a sudden I turned into Alfred Hitchcock with that accent, but anyway, welcome y'all to another episode of On the Line. I'm your host Chris Avalon, and yes, what we're doing today, we're actually doing a rewatch of one of my interviews that I did with Adam Barta back in September. We basically just shot the shit and we talked about his show, the hashtag The Dish. You had to remind me, it's called hashtag The Dish. But there's already a show that exists that's called The Dish. So he was talking about that show that he had he's got a lot of people on there. He has Tammy Brown, he had a lot of the Drag Race girls on there. He also has Mama June. There was a whole big drama that happened between them. And the fact that she took him to court, which we actually have that clip that we're going to play later on the show. So there's some things that we also added in that we didn't have at the time that we interjected into this episode that we're going to be doing. And I was going to play it earlier. However, what had happened was some tea came out. It was a lot of drama that was going on. We had to talk about the Tory Lanez situation. There was stuff that was going on with Drag Race, especially when I had to talk about Eureka O'Hara coming out as transgender. There was a whole bunch of stuff that was going on in regards of the show that we had to get into. So, they don't, the universe don't care if it's a holiday, if it's whatever, but, we influencers, et cetera, we have to get ahead of all the good tea and all the good drama. So we have to come on here and talk about it. So that's why we had to do 2 episodes. Which I'm thinking, I know I'm putting this on production right now, but I'm thinking I may have to pull that little stunt that we used to do with Drinks and Drag back in the day, where we used to do 2 episodes in one day. We may have to try to do that to split up the things so that way the shows are not too long anymore. So, because I know, I've noticed when I do the rundown, what I have noticed is that a lot of you, and I should have known this how it is, because everybody's got the attention span of a fucking gnat, that a lot of people tend to respond to the shorter clips more so than the long episodes. And you can only hold people's attention for so long. So I've noticed once I do the long episodes, I cut it all up and people tend to watch the shorter clips, which makes sense because then I get to put it on Instagram, I get to put it on TikTok, I get to put it on YouTube, I get to put it all those other places. So, but I just want to say, this has been a great year. I want to say thank every last one of you for sticking by me and appreciating and really putting up with the shenanigans over here and really supporting the show. And your feedback means a lot, good, bad, or indifferent. I got thick skin. I was born and raised in New York, so not a lot can penetrate this skin. It's made of Teflon. So I do appreciate the fact that, I love the differences of opinion. I like that people get to come in and engage with those other stuff. And that's basically why I created the show. I wanted to create a show that it's we could talk logically about show all the different sides and not be biased, and it's not always about the clicks and likes. I appreciate the clicks and likes, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of trying to throw shade or be mean towards people, unless that's what y'all putting out there in the universe. Then you got to get dragged. Like, it's only fair. So I do appreciate a lot of you who have stuck by me, especially Still a Mermaid. Like, you've been around for a long time, and I know like there's very few people that you watch on that are the commentators and stuff. So I appreciate that I am one of your choices. Your very few choices. Myself and Lovely T, and I know you watch a couple of other ones. So I definitely appreciate the people who really appreciate all the work that I do. And this is what keeps me going. Because a lot of times I be feeling like, is it worth it? Like, I be going through those emotions. So without further ado, we're going to get into this. This first, we're going to actually split it in two parts. It's a 30-minute interview. But the first segment is 20 minutes. So we're going to get into this whole Adam Barta thing where he talks about, you know, we get into his background, his upbringing, like his career and all that stuff, what made him transition into getting into, you know, TV. Because before, you know, he started out doing music. And he was doing a lot of stuff with the Drag Race and Drag Race Girls, and which makes sense of why he had a lot of them on the show #The Dish. Which, if you have not seen it, it's available on Vudu, and now it's available, and it's available on Apple TV. But I think a lot of shows are on Apple TV. But also, you can definitely catch it on Tubi because now it's over there. I know that was a recent thing that he announced, that it's over on Tubi. So shout out to Adam Barta. You know, I'm all about trying to bring up people who are really doing their thing out here, because it ain't easy when you're a part of the LGBTQ community and you're trying to be and you're an independent creator. One of my friends from film school actually dropped something earlier today, Sasha 2. Definitely check it out. It's on YouTube. I did put it in my Instagram story, so if y'all get a chance, it's like 45 minutes. I'm proud of him too. So it's like, it's good to see people that you know, like on the come up and on the glow up and creating so much content. And like with the effects he put up in there, the shots, the music, I just love when people who I know and I love are actually doing the damn thing. So shout out to Alex Fernandez. I want to give a shout out to you. And also give a shout out to Adam Barta. So without further ado, let's get into this good old episode. And then, you know, we'll come back and banter a little more. Then we'll get to the next segment. No, that good stuff. So go ahead. Don't go nowhere. Watch this episode because it's a key. Key. Well, hey, we are back with On the Line. So, our next guest is an actor, musician, and reality star who has collaborated with celebrities such as Lisa Lampanelli, Eureka O'Hara, Tan Mom, and Honey Boo Boo. He is here tonight to discuss his latest project, The Dish, which is also produced in part along with Honey Boo Boo's mama, Mama June. And so we're going to get into that and a whole lot more. So please welcome the one and only Adam Barta. That was about Oprah. How you doing?
How you doing? What's going on?
Yes. Thank you for doing the show and stopping in. I did watch The Dish before I came on, because, you know, I like to watch things before I do an interview so it's fresh in my mind. I literally watched it about an hour ago.
Oh my God. I hope you have alcohol. Or a pot or something.
No, I actually watched it sober.
Oh boy.
But
that's not the way to watch it, but let's see what you thought.
It was hilarious though. I definitely liked it, especially seeing Tamma. I was like, ooh, her boobs get bigger. But anyway, so for those who are not familiar with you, tell the viewers your name, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Hi, my name is Chia. I'm 47 and I'm from the planet Remulon.
My name is James. I'm 47 years old. I live in Boston and I love coffee. Caffeine. It's my favorite thing. Oh, hi. It's Chia. I'm not really looking to date someone from Earth. I want to date someone from the planet Remulon. Hi there, my name's Carol Della LaMonica. I'm 57 years old. I'm from Bronx, New York, and I'm looking for a man that I can meet that can be like my late husband, Frank, God rest his soul. My ideal date would include taking a woman down a racetrack, getting in a car, and going as fast as we possibly can while running around the car and keeping up with it. Chia's perfect date would probably involve eating hot dogs and going to see La Bouche in concert. Aunt Carol's ideal date would probably be going down to the delicatessen and getting some nice chicken parm sandwiches because I love chicken parm. He or she or it would be really tall, a pale shade of green, 7 fingers.
People know me from my former life, which was kind of this singer that I used to do all these viral duets with, all these people like Honey Boo Boo, which is how we kind of wound up here today. So, now I've sort of done a life change. I guess it really is a midlife crisis kind of thing, is I did it right at 40 is when I kind of pivoted out of music and dove into this world of like TV. And I mean, I kind of always did reality TV entertainment, but I kind of was never a producer and like this much in it before. And I kind of gave up the music, which is kind of a definite choice, I think, at this point.
And plus, I always say, there's a little longevity in doing TV as well. So when did you know that you wanted to get into the arts? Was it something you've always wanted to do, or something?
Yeah, I mean, I when I always say this, like I came out of the womb kind of singing and dancing. So like, ever since I was a little kid, I just remember being, ever since I was a little kid, I remember just loving to do production. And it's funny because when I was a teenager, my dad passed away when I was 16. He gave me my first Sony camcorder, and with that camcorder, I used to make films. I was so in love with it. I would play with my VCR. I would literally edit back and forth with my VCR because we didn't have computers back then in the 1920s when I was born. But my dad really gave me this passion for it, and it kind of dropped out when he passed away. I kind of delved into music, and I did have a passion for doing music all these years. But that filmmaking passion really kind of just sat there for like, almost 30 years, and now it's just been reignited. So I'm so happy to share it with everyone.
Okay, so speaking of music, you've collaborated with the likes of infamous celebrities such as Nadia Suleiman, Tan Mom, Farrah Abraham, and Mariah Lynn, who I love her song. And I've been in it. I want your money. I want my money. I don't know whatever happened to her.
She's on WeTV. She was on some WeTV show. She bounced around and never. I'm not surprised because like I remember we were at one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey events, and I think we were trying to get her on that show. So I'm glad she wound up somewhere. She's a hustler though. She knows how to work it. Like,
it would have been cute to have her on like a Real Housewives of New Jersey, but they try to make that family centric, and there can't be no fist fighting on it. Except I guess you could shake a table like Teresa does. But anyway, so the question pertaining to that is, because you work with so many infamous reality stars, how did those collaborations come about? And I remember also, because I didn't know this, but you got into it with Angelina from Jersey Shore.
Oh, girl, child. I don't even want to start on that because I won't be able to stop. But I don't. Well, okay. I don't even want to talk about it. What was the other question? I completely threw me off.
I was saying, you do? Oh, I mean, why does her castmates do too? But I was saying, basically, how did the collaborations come about? With your musical collaborations with, Farrah Abraham, Tan Mom, Mariah Lynn, Honey Boo Boo.
Well, I had a manager for years that I worked with. She was really amazing at getting kind of these controversial figures, and we would pair me together with them. And the Octomom kind of was the first thing, and it kind of was a fluke. I was like, okay, like people really care about this stuff. And then I sort of became this king of TMZ, where I was doing all these crazy viral songs with like Tan Mom and Farrah Abraham and Mama June and Honey Boo Boo and all these people. And then everyone was doing it because everyone was trying to do it, and it became to the point where it wasn't fashionable because it was so trite, and everyone was just trying to do like a crazy viral duet song, And then Housewives started doing it, and yet everyone was doing their own song. So I kind of like to think of myself as like the forefront of that genre that we have now, this like sort of trash pop, where it's like just anybody singing a song because they're on TV, you're like reality TV famous. And it really is a genre because there's like so many artists and songs. I mean, with Drag Race alone, there's so many songs I think you could have. And when I say trash, I mean good songs. Like the Drag Race songs are some of the best. I'm talking about trash, like people consider it's like, you know, pop culture trash or whatever. It's like not serious or whatever. But I think it's gold. Some of this music, some of it is trash. Like some of my own music is trash. I'll admit that. But you know, as long as if it's making people laugh, then that's all that really matters, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, look, I always say like any kind of art, music, whatever, it's subjective. So, like I said about people's looks and all this stuff earlier, one person's trash, another one's treasure. Like I there was this guy, that Young Gravy. I don't know what the hell that was on the VMAs. Yet and still, the kids was liking it. They took a sample from an old song from the '90s, and I don't remember what song it was. It was just so bad I can't remember it. But I just remember that it was.
I have to talk about the VMAs. I made notes actually here. I'm gonna like to close my.
Oh yeah, I was even gonna ask you about it, but since we're going there, what did you think?
So for me, first of all, I didn't watch it, and it's not because when I stepped out
you
of
were
the
spared.
music world, I made a conscious choice to, you know, when I stepped out of the music world, to not involve myself so much with it and not see, you know, kind of like, and I think it was for my own sanity. It's like more like I'll watch the Oscars and the Emmys and all that stuff. But what I found was I think the whole event was kind of a rehash of like things that have been done. And you said somebody wore Lizzo wore garbage bags.
Yeah.
Missy did that. I mean, Missy invented
25 years ago.
Missy invented that look. Exactly. You said that Avril Lavigne came on looking exactly the same. There are theories that Avril Lavigne is a robot, which is a whole nother thing. Go Google that. It's subreddit. It's something. But you know, and The Kiss, like with Adam Lambert, Madonna, like all these people for Bad Bunny. So to me, it's just kind of like a rehashing or inventing of the same story, because what the VMAs are is just a show. It's literally a show, and that's what people forget. They think it's like reality in real life, and oh my god, this happened, and it's literally a show. Every moment that happens is pre-planned. It has to be. I just did live TV with A&E. It's very strict. You can't go off book there. Like you'll get in a lot of trouble. So a lot of the stuff that people think is so crazy really comes down to what is the show trying to tell, you know? And it's a story. So there's a story where you were talking about Nikki getting the she got the Vanguard Award. She got the Video Vanguard Award, and she deserved it. So they created a narrative around it. Not that she didn't deserve it or she did, whether you're a fan of hers or not. I think it's like the story that really encapsulates it. So to me, that's how I look at it. Maybe that's kind of boring, but and I think with Bad Bunny, like he's like good for him. Like, you know, it's a double-edged sword. It's like if you think it's hot and you think it's sincere and you think he meant to make a statement that was, you know, for the gay community, then that's what you think. If you think he's queer baiting and he just wants your money and everything, you know, so, but I think it comes down to just your heart, where your individual taste lies.
Yes, and excuse me, and if it feels authentic enough, because that's usually what I go for. It can be like money and whatever, but it always has to come from a place of authenticity. But I know you mentioned the A&E situation. Was that the Court Night Live thing?
Correct. Yep. That's
we're gonna get into that in a second, but because yeah, it kind of ties in with what's going on with the show. So name one person you haven't collaborated with yet, but would love to in the future.
Well, I mean, if it's that open-ended, I would say Lady Gaga, and I say it not because it's Lady Gaga, but because it's special to me, because my mom loved Lady Gaga before she passed, and she always wanted me to work with her, and she always wanted me to write her a letter to tell me, and it was the sweetest thing. I was like, Mom, Lady Gaga's gonna read my letter, like handwritten. But so for that moment alone, that like thing alone, I know she would want that. You know, I would say Gaga, and I think Gaga is just, you know, at the pinnacle of talent, you know, for her music and acting too. I think she's amazing. You know, and film-wise, acting-wise, I would love to work with Ryan Murphy. I think like on the project, that would be unbelievable, because he's just like the pinnacle. In 2020, I kind of, you know, had to pivot. I had gigs that I literally had canceled, and it was what do I do now? So I started doing, I'd always had a YouTube presence. Like I was with the World of Wonder Network when they were doing it, and I interviewed the red carpets, and it was a lot of fun. But I never took it like as a full-time job or took it seriously. And then when that happened in 2020, I started investing my time into, okay, I can't do music right now. What else can I do? And I really found this love of content creation. So I started this YouTube channel, and I gathered sort of friends in the YouTube sphere. And one of these people that I gravitated towards was Cynthia Ann Beaumont, who is this very just sort of wacky, as much as I'm wacky figure on YouTube. She had this story where she had a husband and she was a widow, and she had all this money she came into supposedly, and kind of we developed this whole storyline, and she was fighting with people on YouTube, and it became this weekly Friday night show that hundreds of people were tuning into. So I was like, wow, this is really exciting and fun. So, fast forward to March of this year, I reached out to a streaming network. It was a gay streaming network, and I was like, would you be interested in this? And they were interested in looking at it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, a network is interested in this from what I created off YouTube. And it just lit a fire under my butt. And I was like, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to get this on TV. And I literally took the content I had created on YouTube and I retrofitted, went back, edited it all by hand, and created this whole story and involved all the Drag Race girls, to be part of it, and packaged it together. And sure enough, it got on Apple TV and Vudu, which is where we are right now for the first part, we should say, because there's 5 parts.
Mm-hmm. And even though I know like the first part came out today, when can everybody expect to see future the next 4 parts?
Part 2 is actually in what they call QC now, where they kind of review the files and everything, and then it goes off to the different platforms. So it's kind of it's gonna depend on who takes the part 2. Then there are a few places we can place it, but there obviously are partners and places we want to see it. So kind of the long and short answer is it's going to be a few months from the time it's accepted in their QC. So probably later this year, definitely, I'm hoping by the holidays, part 2 will be out. And that has Detox, that has Tammy Brown, that has Stacey Lane Matthews, Tan Mom's in it. So the Mama June, everybody's back. It's going to be a really good, solid feature. And then hoping the rest of them will come out quicker, probably in 2023, like early 2023. But it really depends on people supporting this and kind of, it's got to grow legs, because as much and great and wonderful thing as we can do, like if people don't watch it, and this goes back to exactly your point before, Chris, you were saying this, if you don't support queer artists, you don't show up, like this kind of entertainment is only going to be given to you by allies. You're not going to get it from authentic queer production studios and companies and actors and talent. So if people aren't sharing and spreading the love as much as they are for Gaga, as they are for the dish, regardless if it's part of my thing or not, it's got to be, we got to support each other, and I love doing that for other people. So I hope people can really rally around it for that cause, because if you've seen it, and there are political statements that are made in it, as stupid and silly as there is a method to all of it. And like, if you really dissect it, you can kind of figure that out.
Absolutely. And I've been screaming this from the rooftops, since forever. That's why I decided to create what I've created. So it's like I give a platform and a voice to artists within our community who are creating content, musicians, actors, filmmakers, even such people such as yourself. Like this interview we're doing now, it's like we need to bring awareness to people who are creating content and support each other. So that way, that's the stuff can get out there. Because one of the things I've always been griping about is that, there's so many ideas that I have. And I think I even talked to you in private about a reality competition idea that I have. Still do. There's something similar that already exists. They beat me to it, but I already had the idea for a couple of years.
But see, that's not fair. That's what frustrates me, Chris, is like, if I had the money and the means, I could have said at that moment, I'm sure I would have been like, let's develop this or something. But so that's why it comes down to the bigger, we've got to support gay artists. But sorry to interrupt, but that's exactly.
No, I totally agree. Trying to get off the ground, and that's something I'm going to be trying to, well, not trying to do it to not. There is no try. That's what Yoda always says. So, getting that off the ground, this idea and stuff going, I'm thinking within the next 2 years, I'm going to make this happen. By hook or by crook. If I have to sell my ass, no, I'm just joking. I'm not going to. I can't. We're all whores to a degree, as they say in Showgirls.
Showgirls, right? The greatest movie of all time.
That part. So before we get to any more questions, let's roll a clip of the dish.
Okay.
No surprises, Mama June signed on to be their executive producer. Right away, she had an idea for a segment she wanted to film for the show.
The girls' grandparents had chickens, and one of them pecked pumpkin, so they got ringed neck.
They almost went for pumpkin.
Yes.
They thought she was a pumpkin.
Her grandfather literally went out there and butchered it.
Yeah.
Nana made the chicken dumplings that night, and I was like,
Right. I would too.
I was like, what is she talking about? She kept talking about chicken dumpling. But anyway, so speaking of Mama June, I know that she is a producer, or should I say executive producer, of The Dish along with you. You two wound up getting into a little kerfluffle, and TMZ, a bunch of other tabloids, and even, well, not even tabloid. People magazine is not considered a tabloid. They talk real entertainment news. Yeah, but you know, the story's picked up by a lot of the mainstream papers and trades, I should say, where she actually took you to court on A&E on a show called Court Night Live, and she tried to sue you for $5K, and that's the Judge Mathis show. Can you tell us what had happened and how did you get there? How did you get there?
So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm texting my, I'm getting all these texts from actually Tammy's texting me from the show. Basically what happened was, and you didn't kind of see this on A&E because it was kind of so just for time, I guess. And that judge was just absolutely
calling this
awful.
case mooching off Mama June. That's right, reality star Mama June is here, and she's seeking justice. Mama June says her former friend Adam Barta exploited her fame
of your show. Yes, I'm so glad you asked me that, and I'm so glad she said that, because as of March 30th, I have text messages here, which is also her evidence.
Awful,
actually.
Atrocious, and horrible. But June stayed here for a few weeks back earlier this year, and you know, she was kind of living here or whatever while she was taking care of some personal stuff. So every day, you know, she would be in this studio right here. We would kind of be working, and you know, she would actually be in this chair right here where you film some of the stuff. And she
come on, green screen.
And then I would come in and work on my stuff here at the computer. So we would talk, and she would give me notes, and then she got invested in it. And you know, we were friends. Like, she would come in and she would help me with, you know, that would look good there, you know, this, and she knew what she was talking about because she's from reality TV. So she, you know, this needs a confessional, and called on the flies. Like, she taught me the terms of everything. So we really developed this cool relationship where she was kind of doing her stuff, I was helping with her, and she was kind of helping me with executive producing. So at the end of the day, I think what it just came down to was a miscommunication. Like, she didn't get the contract, or she didn't want to sign the contract. She wanted more money, which she could have just told me, but otherwise, you know, if she had told me, then we wouldn't have had to go on TV and had the case. So, you know, it worked out in the end. You know, I still feel like there's a little bit of friction between me and her there because of what happened, but I'm hoping if the show is successful, we'll just move beyond it. That's what I say, you know. So TBD, we'll see what happens. She was yesterday on TikTok.
She won't buy money. She won't show money. Wait, what happened?
Mama, she was on yesterday. She was on TikTok promoting it. So you know, so I was thankful for that. But you know, I want her to promote it more and stuff. So we'll see.
Well, I hope they did work it out. And that is, like he said, TBD. Welcome back. Yes, this is the live part. Where I come in and give my little, you know, situation, my little commentary. So, shout out to Adam Barta. We got 10 more minutes left into the show. But first, I just want to promote #The Dish. It does have a lot of Drag Race girls on there, in addition to Tammy Brown. They also have Stacey Lane Matthews makes an appearance. Detox makes an appearance. We also got appearances from Miss Henny. Then James Mansfield, Janie Jacquet, you got Kimora, Miss Henny, Diabetes, Pandora Box. So a lot of the girls who you know and you love from Drag Race is on the show. And they also, yes, the show is on Tubi. So if y'all want, definitely check out #The Dish. It is a silly, hilarious little show. And like I said before, we need to support our LGBTQ entertainment. We shouldn't only be supporting the allies and the ones, you know, who are benefiting wholeheartedly off of our lingo and certain things we say and do, and treat gays like caricatures. We gotta support because, like I said in the other show, it's like you got the Chasing Atlantas and you got the Chasing all the Chasing reality shows. You got Styles by Howard, definitely check that show out. You got all the Karan Wilson shows, so definitely check out the Come Up, which is good. Bad Boys Club, that was good. You know, my boy Justin was on there, and I saw he was contemplating, and I saw that poll, and the girls are saying yes. So who knows? I might be getting some news from her. But anyway. We got some more stuff coming up too that I should let you guys know about. So we're going to talk about, you know, the next segment that we're going to come up. We're going to take a break first, but we come back. He's going to talk more about, you know, his A&E court case with Mama June. Plus, we got some bloopers that was set up by production. I have not seen these bloopers, so I definitely want to check these out and have a cackle. But yeah, let's go and take this break. And yes, we're going to go to our sponsored ad, which is Joel's Paradise. I'm thinking I'm going to redo another Joel's Paradise ad for TikTok. Now that I know how to do all the edits and stuff, I can start adding a little bit of bells and whistles up in there. So I think I might actually start working on that this week. Don't quote me on it, but I'm going to start working on it. A new Joel's Paradise ad for the show. So I want to give a shout out to Joel's Paradise because definitely their products are amazing. I got them around here somewhere. Where they at? My good products is in the bathroom. But, you know, we got this one. We got the Pineapple Raindrops hairspray. Oh, it's probably mingling with the purple. So I don't know if y'all can see that. But yeah, there she is. Because, you know, it's blending with the background. Then we got this one, which I don't need because, you know, I got on my hair. The Ginger Delight. That's this one here. That's like if your hairline's receding. Maybe I can send this to Tory Lanez while he in jail. I'm gonna send him this bottle right here, this Ginger Delight, because you know she ain't gonna be able to wear them lace fronts in that Beijing. They ain't allowed behind bars. So I'm gonna give her that. I'm gonna give her this hair stuff to make her hairline thicker or whatever. I don't know if the part was probably dead up in them cells are probably dead up in the scalp. But anyway, so yeah, let's take this little break. We'll be back with more On the Line. It's a very special episode featuring Adam Barta promoting his new show, #The Dish. So in the words of Wendy Williams, grab a snack and come on back. Okay.
You're so proud of your cake.
I am. I work so hard.
It's her hard work. All
This
Cynthia,
is everything on the line. This is my life saving.
Is it great, right? Oh, it's
What are you doing? Oh, God. No, it's the best. No.
Oh, little Miss Henny, you are about to become a viral star.
I don't know what the dish is. I know Adam.
This show again? Oh, God.
I don't know Adam like that, baby, to come into my space.
Oh, honey, somebody call Jerry Springer because that man just betrayed it.
That's what they're at.
Yeah, it is. They were already on Jerry Springer. Oh, no, honey.
I have to let my car go a little bit before I let him touch mine.
Oh my God, they were on camera.
Hey, maybe I was trying too hard.
I'll see you in the magazine.
Ooh, Trey.
What do you have working in your life?
Someone call Anna Delvey. The wire is coming.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris Avalon, and I just wanted to come online for a second to put you guys on to a new product that was sent to me from some friends of mine. So, you know, I'm all about trying to help out and support and endorse small businesses if, you know, it's on point. And, you know, for me, a lot of people may not know this, but as a person of color, I've always had an issue trying to find really good hair products for someone such as myself. So then when a friend of mine came and approached me with these products, I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. Let me try it out and see what's good. And I have to say that when he sent it to me, I'm pretty much pleased with what's going on. So there's this business called Joa's Paradise, and they sent me a package of 4 different hair products. So the ones I did try this morning before I did this video, I did the pumpkin ginger spice. This is a product that I think a lot of people should try. It's definitely worth the money. It is affordable, and it's also, you know, everything is pretty good for the hair. Like, there's no animal products and all that stuff in there, so that's what I love about it. So if you guys are interested in checking them out, definitely head over to shopjozparadise.com. That's JOOZ paradise.com. So definitely try that if you get a chance.
Damaged, dull, broken hair with no bounce or shine? Bring your hair back to life with Jo's Paradise hair care products. Jo's is fortified with all natural ingredients that will give you that growth, shine, body, and fullness that your hair needs. Known to improve any type of hair in any style and bring it back to life. Jo's Paradise will never let you down. Jo's Paradise, our products were made to deliver.
Yes. Well, and also I should say thank you, Jo's Paradise, for being a sponsor for the show. So it's good when you get some sponsors. A paid sponsorship, by the way, I should add. But yeah, welcome back to the show. Hope you all are enjoying this rewatch with some new clips that we done added up into the show. About, you know, for Adam Barta and promoting his show #The Dish, which you can watch on Tubi, Apple TV, and, you know, all the streaming platforms. Is definitely do the Google schmoogle. Check it on out. So yeah, let's get right back into this interview. We got a couple more minutes left, and then we got some bloopers, and then we can get up out of here because Christmas is literally in 15 minutes. So yeah, because we in the Eve, everybody. We in Christmas Eve, and yes, even though it's the holiday, I'm here spending time with y'all, and I hope that you are all spending time with me and all that good stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right back into it, and then we'll come back with a little more yippity yap. More questions for you. What do you like to do in your spare time when you're not doing anything, you know, with work?
It's fun. Well, actually, I live in Florida now, so I love going to Universal Studios with my partner. And it's really special to me because that was my spot with my mom before she passed away. So at first I was like very sad to go there and I couldn't handle it. But then I realized it was a place of happiness where we're happy together. So now I love it. I love going as many weekends. We have the annual pass and we're, you know, always in Orlando looking for new restaurants and fun things. So I'm kind of an action girl, but I'm not really a partier. Like, I don't really like to go out. Like, I'm home by midnight now, but I guess thus is middle age. So, you know, but I love the just having fun. We're going to Maine in a week. We're taking a trip up to there. So that definitely keeps me sane and out of the craziness of the reality TV world.
Oh yeah, I only do clubs and that sort of thing if it's work related. Like,
Yeah.
it's the partying thing. It's like, yeah, been there, done that. Wore a t-shirt. It gets real old real quick. And plus, the hangovers aren't cute when you're, in your 40s. So, in regards of, well, you said you are partnered. So, but we could play a little game. Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know who it is? I know who to say now. Because I always, I always think of people and then I forget when people ask me this question. But I remember, and I'm going to say it's Neve from Catfish.
Oh. I know people are like, I would never say that. But you would have known, he's actually attractive. I always thought he was cute. And he's hairy. And, I like a little chest hair. So,
I don't. That's what's weird about this. I'm not really a huge, big, hairy chest hair fan.
You don't like a hairy Jewish man?
Yeah, he's like not my normal type, which is weird why I'm so attracted to him. But I love that I'm attracted to him because I'm attracted to every type, but it's just not normally like I usually, as far as hairy up there, like I like guys that are more, I guess, groomed. But he's just going wild, and I'm living for it.
Okay, so if you weren't in entertainment, what would you be doing?
Probably like I don't know, like be a teacher maybe, or when I was younger, I wanted to do hair. I don't like be a hairdresser. I don't know.
This is my hair. I don't wear wigs.
This is a wig right now. No, no, I'm kidding. But I don't know. Or maybe I would be a writer. Like I love writing stories. So if I could still be a writer, I don't have to be famous. Like I love telling stories. So maybe that.
Yeah, I literally thought the same thing. I was like, you know what? If I wasn't doing entertainment or those, I probably would be a teacher. Now, so what advice would you have for someone who would want to do what you're doing, like creating content or being an artist, that sort of thing?
I would say, it's so easy these days. Like growing up in the 90s, like trying to break out was so difficult because you were only limited to, computers really didn't exist. The internet didn't exist. So today it's so easy for someone to have their voice heard and their art seen. It's infinitely more easier and harder at the same time because now you're in a sea of people trying to compete, but you can post something on YouTube and go viral overnight. So don't think because you are working so hard and nothing's coming, don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep pushing forward because you don't know, the best things could be ahead and probably are ahead for you. Like with myself, it was such a struggle to get this to TV, the dish, because it was like, there's so many times I wanted to give up, just like, oh, I'm not worth it. it's not going to happen. And then you see it and it's just, it forges you in the fire, I think. So that process of disappointment and rejection and nobody's watching me, that's what makes you stronger. And that's what will fuel you. Because if you had it handed to you, you're not going to work for it. Think about it that way.
So if you had the opportunity to visit your former self, your younger self, I should say, what advice would you give a younger Adam?
Do not appeal to the mass, what you think the masses want. Don't do the shocking things. Don't try to just get attention, me. Put out something. You have such a light inside of you. And we all have this, and we need to find it, and that's what we need to nourish, and that's what I wish I knew earlier. That was always there. I think I just kind of masqueraded with the jester's mask on, doing all this crazy stuff. But the funniness and the making people laugh, and find out, I would have tell myself, your core of what you do, Adam, is you make people smile and laugh, and you bring joy to their lives. That's what you do. So always remember that, and you always have the power to do that. So.
Some great advice. So I know you gotta go because you have another segment or that you're gonna be doing with Dr. Miami. I was like, Dr. Miami. But before we go, I got 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was something I'm gonna talk about it after the interview. But since I have you here, and I know like you and I both share a sign. I'm a Virgo, you're a Virgo. My birthday is actually on Friday, and yours is the 21st.
Yes.
Which is actually one of my best friend's birthdays as well. My brother's is the day before. That's hilarious.
A lot of people have that birthday.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people are September 20th. But there was a story that came out from Heather Morris from Glee, who revealed that Jennifer Lopez had a dance audition, and a lot of people were dancing, this and the other, trying to get a book with her. And then when they made it to the last round, she was like, "Who in here is Virgos?" This is according to Heather Morris. I don't make the news, I just support it. So then a bunch of people raised their hands. She whispered to the assistant, and the assistant was like, oh, thank you all for coming. The Virgos basically got rid of all of them. So now my theory, because I'm going to talk about it, is that she was married to one, for, Mark Anthony with the twins and all the stuff. And he probably put her through it because, these Leos, y'all like to control us if y'all can. So what do you have to say about someone like a J-Lo who has an issue with Virgos? How dare you, bitch? That's what I say. But, thoughts?
What is J-Lo? Is she a Virgo or is she not a Virgo?
No, she's a Leo.
Oh, she's a Leo. So here's my thing on Miss J-Lo. She has no problem when she's on the TV hawking her vitamin gummies. I don't want to say the names. I don't want to give her the credit for it because I also hawk them myself for a percentage. But Miss J-Lo has no problem taking the money from the Virgos of all the people she's selling her products to and her music to. So she can, you know what? I think all the Virgos should just not buy anything Jennifer Lopez sells or makes anymore. That's my hot take on it. Myself,
maybe
because I'm a Virgo and you're a Virgo. So I think we should ban Jennifer Lopez and see when 1/12 of her income tanks, how she feels about that.
And maybe Mark Anthony should stop paying child support. Well, I don't even know if he pays child support. Like, stop paying that bitch money. But anyway, okay. So final question. Share something about yourself that you have never shared with any other interviewer.
When I was on the set of a TV show once with it was years ago, it was Comedy Central actually. I was doing extra, it was like extra work or background work, and it was with Amy Poehler, who people know her from Mean Girls. She was the mom and stuff like that. She rubbed barbecue sauce all over my body because I was playing this waiter. It's very similar to The Dish, actually, in this crazy skit. Maybe I think not that it's inspired by it, but crazy skit where I played this waiter and there's a chicken and there was ice cream. Anyway, she rubbed barbecue sauce all over me, so I got felt up by Amy Poehler on the set of a show. That's the tea. The hot tea.
You got molested by Amy Poehler.
I got molested by Amy Poehler, but I loved it.
I was like, when did she host People's Choice, one of them damn awards?
She did. How come I
Tina Fey?
People's Choice Award? No, no, they both did together. You're right. She's pretty famous. I need to get her on The Dish.
Yeah, she'll definitely get into that. Speaking of which, before we let you go, promote one more again where people can see The Dish.
The Dish is available on, and it's hashtag The Dish, because I know a lot of the press is even picking it up as The Dish, and there's already a show called that. But you have to make sure you use that hashtag. It's hashtag The Dish, one word, and it is available on Apple TV and Vudu. So if you have Apple or any iPhone, just go on your phone. It's already there. You don't need to have a subscription. You can go into the Apple TV app, just search for it, and it'll be there. If you go into Vudu, you can do the same thing, and it's VUDU. That's for the non-iOS people. So check it out on there, on both those streaming apps, and stay tuned. We'll be announcing where there's going to be more soon. We just can't say them yet, but that's where you can find it for now.
Yes, everybody, definitely check out hashtag The Dish. It's kind of like you got to say, like, they, them, like when I said they, them, that show, it's they slash them.
Slash them, yeah.
Hashtag The Dish.
The Dish,
so once
exactly.
again, thank you, Adam, for coming on and promoting your show. Definitely, guys, check it out, check it out, check it out. Be sure to, you definitely don't want to miss hashtag The Dish, which he just say is on Apple TV and Vudu. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Adam. Yes, thank you, Adam. And thank you all for watching that. And that was cute. It was good watching back an old interview that I did. I don't know, fun fact, I was kind of nervous in the beginning. But then I was like, telling my inner selves, I was like, relax. You got it. Just get in the moment. But I always get like that when it comes to celebrity interview or just any kind of interviews. I'm always a little anxious and always a little nervous and stuff. So yeah, definitely check out hashtag The Dish, which is available on Tubi, Vudu, and Apple TV. So definitely check out hashtag The Dish. It's a cute little show. And like I said, we got to support our LGBTQ artists. And that's basically a goal in 2023 is I want to get a lot more interviews so that way we can get a lot more content creators on the show that I can interview. I also want to say hey to Hugo, who's in the building. He says, hi, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, because it's about to be Christmas in 7 minutes. So without further ado, because I want to get to this before the whole Merry Christmas situation happens, because it'll be midnight in New York City on the East Coast, I should basically say, in like 7 minutes. So let's get to this bloopers, and then we're gonna wrap the show. So I will say, and I'm gonna say it back when we come back, happy holidays and all that good stuff. And let's get to these bloopers. And then we'll close out the show. Oh, it is the wrap? Well, excuse me, production. Got me looking like Boo Boo the Fool. But guess what? That's what I love about live. Live, it can be messy. It's whatever. To me, I like flying by the seat of my pants and just saying stuff. I don't like all that perfection stuff. So it is what it is. How you doing? So, so then we'll get to the bloopers, as that'll be the closeout of the show. I think I misinterpreted that. I blame it on the gummies. But anyway, I'll say this. Thank you all for tuning in. Happy holidays. We will be back next week because we're doing a special episode. We're going to do like the best of, all the shows. Like I did so many shows this year. It's between On the Line, The Rundown, Drinks and Drag. There's been so many shows that I've been doing this whole year. So we're going to be doing the best of the rundown next week. We're going to be counting down all the hot topics. I have to say also, shout out to the YouTube, because they told me what my best episodes were. And of course, it was the damn ones involving porn and sex. So I know what y'all like. I give the gays what they want. Y'all like the porn. Y'all like the sex. Y'all like all that, y'all like the LGBT stuff, which is why I incorporate a lot of that in the show. And that's when the numbers go up. And y'all, if it comes down to Wendy Williams, I think I could just do a full 2-hour special of all the damn clips I did, because I talked about it so damn much. But anyway, love you all for watching. Definitely tune in next week for that Best of the Rundown episode. We're putting all that together now as we speak. Also, check out my website, because I got my best albums of the year 2022 and my best movies of the year. I told production they was mad at me because I put Taylor Swift's album higher than Lizzo. So I got dragged behind the scenes, but it is what it is. Don't hate me, I'm just a messenger. So now I feel like I'm peer pressured. I might have to do some switching because I'm being pressured. But anyway, love you all for watching. See, and then so I'll say this the next time, ciao, darlings. See you next week for that special episode of The Rundown. Basically, keep tuned. It'll be next Saturday. So yes, they're there. Ciao. Ciao, darlings. I don't think I said that. I said it now.
Yeah, I mean, I when I always say this, like I came out of the womb kind of singing and dancing. So like, ever since I was a little kid, I just remember being, am I going off the screen here? I'm trying to find my center frame.
And that clip, that was Adam Barta. We're about to introduce him in a second. So of course we had to throw that up in there. But before that, we played a little clip from the House of Mugler, as Freytel says, Mugler.
This is for faggots.